Hello everybody, it's Keagan here, and welcome to a brand new episode of Keagan's Movie Reviews, where I review movies and give my opinions on them. So really quickly before we start today's episode, I just want to say I have a lot of new videos coming out this week because I'm currently off work for this week. So I'm going to be making some new videos this week. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. So anyways, in the meantime, let's get on with today's video. So today's episode, I'm going to be reviewing a movie I've been wanting to check out for a few years now, but I recently finally checked it out about 2 weeks ago, I'd say. And in my opinion, this movie I'm going to be talking about is one of the best action movies of all time and one of the best action movies of the last decade. And that movie we're going to be talking about today, ladies and gentlemen, is Drive. Now, this movie was released in 2011, and it was directed by Nicolas and Refn, and it's based on a book by James Sallis. I think that's how you say his name. Sallis. That's how you spell his last name. But anyways, this movie is about a guy who goes by the name Driver, and he's played by Ryan Gosling. And he does two things. By day, he works as a stuntman for Hollywood, like he does a stuntman in movies. And at nighttime, he works for criminals. He's a getaway driver for heists, like people who rob and stuff like that. But then one day, he meets one of his neighbors, who is a single mother named Irene, who's played by Cary Mulligan. And the driver falls in love with Irene. And one day, her husband gets out of prison, which I can't remember the name, what her husband's name was, but he's played by Oscar Isaac. And the driver and Irene's husband go do a heist together, but then the heist goes terribly, terribly wrong. And the driver realizes that the men he was working for betrayed him, and they're trying to kill him and Irene. So the driver is trying to protect Irene and her son as best as he can, and tries to kill the people that are trying to kill him and Irene. But I will say this is one of the best action movies of the last decade. It has really good cinematography, really good acting, and the soundtrack, even though I'm not really into today's music, but the soundtrack for this movie is really, really, really good. It fits perfectly with this movie. And a lot of the soundtrack is all electronic type music. Kind of like songs you'd hear at like raves or something like that. Well, some of the stuff that's kind of popular with today's music. And the pacing is really good. It's kind of slow when it gets to the action, but that's no big deal. But I really, really enjoyed this movie. This is one of the best action movies I've seen in a long time. And the movie is pretty violent as well. There's a scene where the driver and Irene are in an elevator, and there's another guy in the elevator who turns out to be a hitman trying to kill the driver. So the driver fights back, knocks the hitman on the ground, and then proceeds to stomp on his head till he dies. He basically crushes his skull, and the sound effects sound like he was actually doing it. But the sound effects were actually really good for that scene. But other than that, it's a very, very good movie. It's a pretty violent movie at the same time. And if you haven't checked this movie out, I highly suggest you check it out. It's, in my opinion, one of the best action movies of the last decade. And I will definitely check out more of Nicolas and Refn's other movies. But for now, this is the only one I've seen. And I'm going to give this movie an 8.9 out of 10. So that's it for this review, you guys. Thanks for watching, you guys. And really quickly before I end this video, I have another movie review coming out either on Wednesday or Thursday. And that review will be on The Gentleman, which I recently checked out, which I saw in the theater on Saturday over the weekend. So my review for that will be coming out either on Wednesday or Thursday, so stay tuned for that. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please leave a comment below, and subscribe for more videos like this. And what are your opinions on this movie? But until next time, this is Keagan Shepard signing off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.